Hey, Connecticut. The other day, I shared a marshal's list with you about this court case on the right. There are only 18 defendants listed here, and I shared this list on my document reader with you of 55 people served. Congressman Himes, important people. William Tong, Attorney General. William Tong's attorney is filing a motion for dismissal of this case, knowing William Tong is running for office, forcing the court not to list him as a defendant. But even more interesting, okay, you may not know who all these people are on this list, but there's some heavyweights. Chris Joelle, State's Attorney, Stamford. Scott Bates, Deputy Secretary of State. Stephanie Thomas. Here's Martin Looney, folks. Do you know who Robert Holzberg is? Very important retired judge. Chief Lombardo. Guess who that is? He assaulted me. Stephen Underhill. Do you know who that is? Very important, Stephen Underhill. Do you know all these players? Probably not. Well, this was one list. I'm not claiming that they're withholding 50 defendants that need to be prosecuted for criminal. I'm maintaining there's other lists. This is the list I'm talking about now. This is the list I'm about to talk about. So when I was saying, the Attorney General's not mentioned, well, hold on. Congressman Larson, he threatened to shoot me on January 28th of this year. And I was shot at on February 28th of this year. Did you hear what I said? Congressman Larson threatened to shoot me, and 4 weeks later, I was shot at. Who are the other people on this list? Do you know Joan Alexander, spelt wrong? She is the Chief Court Administrator. Now, if you look on the list here, the first defendant is Elizabeth Bizzuto, Chief Court Administrator. She resigned when I sued her, and the new one is Joan Alexander. So the Chief Court Administrators are telling Josie at the Stamford Superior Court, don't worry, I got this. You don't have to worry. I'm going to screw up Mr. Flynn. We're going to shoot him on February 28th. Well, this list in my hand, on my document reader, is from February 10th and February 13th. So 2 weeks after this, Joan Alexander, Bill Silk, William Smith, Michael Brandy, Tyler Technologies. Wow, Tyler Technologies runs this court screen. Tyler Technologies, if you look at my pinned post on Twitter, the IP address of all these hacks is Tyler Technologies. So if you look here, column 7, you will see, yes, you will, the Tyler Technology IP address. So here we go. Bernard Liu. Bernard Liu is a bad actor. Officer Keating. Capitol Police. The Capitol Police covered up the fact that Congressman Larson threatened to shoot me, and 2 weeks after they were served, I was shot at. Sounds like motive to me. Judge Russell, who's that? Kingpin criminal. Hired, read my lips, hired by the Biden auto pen as a federal judge in the state of Connecticut by Brian Weinstein. Brian Weinstein, the guy who killed Elizabeth Harding Weinstein. Who are these Shantika Canny Porter? Oh my. Gabe Rosenberg. Gabe Rosenberg, Deputy Secretary of State. Nancy Navarrete. Who's that? Crystal Salcedo tried to kill me. She force medicated a type 1 diabetic with Zyprexa. Have you read the book? Read the book. Murder, 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 murder. Thomas Gorman. Oh, he's in charge of Ted Bromley. Thomas Gorman. Thomas Gorman. Joe Suda. Joe Suda just punched the plaintiff, Sam Magliari, in the face. O'Donovan Murphy. They spelt his name wrong. Joe Corradino. Bridgeport State's Attorney, Joe Corradino. Matt Blumenthal, Elections Chair. Robert Marconi. Robert Marconi is Matt Blumenthal's attorney. Megan McCaffrey. Boy, Congressman Jim Himes. Congressman Jim Himes. Manipulating the court. So this is the second group of 50 served in February. In this court case, and when we called the court telling them about the FBI meeting yesterday at 4:30, the FBI said they weren't going to come. So when we confronted the clerk in the Stamford Superior Court about the meeting, they called the meeting off. Tyler Technologies runs the court's back office. It issues a check to every state employee. Now, there are 74,000 checks weekly or bi-monthly. And we have 3.4 million citizens, and we have 74,000 employees. But Ohio, for example, Ohio, they have 12 million people, or 3.5 times as many people, and only 50,000 employees. So how does a state with 12 million operate with 50,000 employees when our state with only 3.5 million operates with 74,000? Now, this is a pension liability question, okay? Because BlackRock manages it. BlackRock owns Tyler Technologies that's bringing you this computer screen. And they run the back office. So if Bernard Liu isn't here, or neither is the Redstone Arsenal Space Force, why is that here? Who's Officer Trudeau? Officer Trudeau falsified police reports for my false arrest. He's not listed here as a state employee because of O'Donovan Murphy, who State's Attorney Corradino needs to arrest pronto. Actually, I forgive him for not arresting him yet, but the murder evidence is backed up. It's all backed up. Best Buy was figured out 2 years ago. How do you know? How do you know when you bring your computers in and they messed with your hardware, your memory, and your RAM? Well, it's really simple. But here we go. Joan Alexander is not on the list. She's the chief court administrator. And if you let me get my phone, sorry, just be a second. We can call her. We can call her right now and confront her as to why she's not there. Then we can have her arrested. How about that? I'm going to go to the letter B, because her number's under Bazzuto, unfortunately. Okay, going to the letter B. 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 C. B. B. O. There it is. Calling Judge Bazzuto. Which is actually Joan Alexander.
Good afternoon, Office of the Chief Administrator. How can I help you?
Hey, I'm looking at the marshal's letter to the court dated February 13th that Joan Alexander was served. And I sent it to you. And she isn't on the list. Why is that? Who compelled Josie to misspell everyone's name, and she's kept these 100 people off the list, like Vanessa Roberts Avery, U.S. Attorney. Why isn't she on here? Do you know what the U.S. Attorney is responsible for? Hi, I'm recording. A crime has been committed. Joan Alexander was served on February 10th and the 28th. She was served 2 weeks before I served her personally. So she's been served twice. Correct? Can you confirm? We had a meeting with the FBI last night at 4:30. I need your full name. You can hang up if you like, but it's just going to prolong the agony.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Finn.
That's the chief court administrator, Joan Alexander. Right here under my finger, Joan Alexander. They spelt her name wrong. Just like they spelt Kevin Young wrong. See, Kevin Young? Kevin Young is right. Where is it? Hold on a second. Whoa, I have to do this backwards. Oh, you can't see. That's Kevin Young. Spelt Kevinkorng. Now, I've given them corrections, and they're not done. So tell me why the state of Connecticut is allowing the chief court administrator, who got served on February 10th, according to the marshal, and he got paid. He got paid to serve her. Now, where are the other 500? Supposedly, Rosemary McGovern, Associate Attorney General, accepted service. So how do we reach Rosemary McGovern? Rosemary McGovern, AGCT. Attorney General. Oh, here we go. State of Connecticut. I know I don't know her. I've never spoken to her. Oh, here she is. I'm going to follow her. Okay, everyone should follow her because she screwed up. She has 59 connections, of which I am one. Can we get this number up, folks? Rosemary McGovern. Now, back it up. Okay. Attorney General phone list. There's Mr. Tong. Sections. Contact us. Page 1 of 1. Contact us. Language and settings. Okay. Events. Employment opportunities. File a complaint. Oh, let's call there. Ready? Okay. Get ready. Isn't it fun? Now, how would he know her name if he didn't give her the document?
Attorney Post Office, how may I help you?
Hey, how's it going? I have a question. I paid a marshal to serve a guy, in a court case.
Okay.
And, it's all regulated by the state, right?
I don't know who regulates them. I'm pretty sure it's the judicial branch. Hold on one moment.
No. Wait. My question is for the Attorney General, because the Attorney General was served, okay, on February 10th. And he served Joan Alexander. Do you know who that is?
No. Hold on.
Okay, so what happens? Hold on. Joan Alexander is a woman. She's a woman. She's the chief court administrator, highest ranking judge in the state. So the Attorney General received service from a marshal in a court case that's filed in the Stamford Superior Court. You understand?
Sir, you're talking to the wrong person. You're going to want to talk to my superiors.
Who's that?
Sandra Arenas.
Could you stay on the line?
I'm sorry?
Can you record the conversation?
No.
Why not? It's necessary.
We don't have the capabilities. I don't have that technology. We just
It's a federal crime, what I'm talking about?
I don't know, sir. I'm just saying.
Well, take my word for it. Okay, let's try Sandra Arenas. Please do. Can you stay on the phone, though, or not?
No, I have to transfer you over.
Well, I need a witness, and I need you to be my witness. I don't even know your name. What is your name?
Please.
What is your name? I served Sandra Arenas. And I gave her
Thank you for
other
calling.
documents.
We will return to take your call in just one moment.
This is going to be awesome. He wants to connect us to the lady who took the service for me. Awesome. You can't make this up.
Thank you for calling. We will return to take your call in just one moment.
Rosemary McGovern is who I was looking for, but we're getting the top dog, literally. My boss.
Thank you for calling. We will return to take
You're welcome.
your call in just one moment.
I don't know if you can read all this, but that's the address that I went to, 165 Capitol Avenue, which is the Secretary of State's office. And this is how you get there.
you for calling. We will return to take your call in just one moment.
AG.events@ct.gov.
Attorney General's office.
Hi, I have a complaint I might have to file, and maybe I could just chat with you for a moment.
Regarding
On February
the
10th.
complaint itself?
Well, no. On February 10th, the marshal served 50 people in a lawsuit.
Okay.
And then he also served 50 more on February 15th. So on February 10th, he served 50, and on February 15th, he served 50 more.
Okay.
So there's 100 people, right? Now, if you go to the court case, there's only 18. And it's April. So they were supposed to respond in March. It's now April. They had 30 days to respond. They were served. And one of them is Joan Alexander. Do you know who that is?
No, I do not know who that is.
She's the chief court administrator. So here we go. We sued the chief court administrator for not following the court orders, the practice book, right?
Uh-huh.
And then do you know who Miss Bizzuto is?
Do not have a clue.
Okay, Miss Bizzuto was the chief court administrator until the day we sued her, and then she resigned and she was replaced by Alexander. So could you write those two names down? Bizzuto and Alexander?
Okay.
Because they were served in February.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so if you go to the court case, which I can give you the number if you want, there's only 18 people there on the screen. And it's not these people. I gave the writs to many different marshals.
Uh-huh.
There's 560 people served. I even came to your office myself one day and served 50 others. So I've served 100. This marshal served 100. And I'm giving 100 to each marshal. Okay? And I've given them out. I gave 560 of them out.
Okay.
And
So what is your question, Mr. Flynn?
Well, here, I served Stephanie Thomas. She's not in the screen. So did two marshals. I served Joe Corradino. He's not in the screen.
Well, and when you say not in the screen, I'm not sure what you're referring to.
In the court case, it lists 18 defendants.
Okay.
And I'm looking at the list. Okay, so I have it on.
And they're not listed on the list?
Nope. There's only 18.
So then that's something you have to take up with the courts.
No, I gave them this list. I gave them this list 5 times already.
Okay, so what would you like us to do in regards to that, sir? Because if the courts are not listing your defendants,
I want you to arrest the marshal who's bragging that he is destroying evidence in a state case.
Sir, we cannot personally arrest anyone.
Well,
But
excuse
what
me.
you can do is you can file a grievance against the marshal for not doing what
Well, I did.
paid him to
I did.
do. Okay.
And then I sued the commissioner of the marshals.
Okay.
And he's on the list, too.
Okay.
Nick Simmons is on the list. Bernard Liu's on the list. You know Bernard Liu. Bernard
Okay, I
Liu
get
was
that.
served. I served him myself. The two marshals served
All
him.
those people are on the list, but again, what are you
I'm
requesting
saying-
from the Office of the Attorney General?
I'm saying that Dr. Ahuja, do you know who that is?
I do not know who Dr. Rahuja is now.
Okay, Dr. Ahuja claimed that he bought the judges, the clerk, the prosecutor, the DA, and the state's attorney. Then he threatened to shoot Heather Lindsay, and he actually shot her niece, her nephew, in the back of the head and made him a vegetable. Now, that's only one of the people. He didn't die, but 9 other people are dead.
Okay. So, sir, if these are crimes that have been committed and you have concerns about the crimes that have been committed, you would need to talk to the state's attorney's office.
I did.
Because they are the ones who would
I
handle
did.
that. Okay, so there's nothing we can do on
Corradino and Gioeli, one's in Stamford, one's in Bridgeport, both say they can't assist me and they won't. So here we are. It's all in writing.
Complaint in regards to that.
I don't need to file. I'm telling you now that Congressman
but
Larson.
You're telling me I can't do anything in regards to it, sir. I'm
Excuse
not an
me.
attorney.
Excuse me. Congressman Larson threatened me on January 27th that he would shoot me, okay, while I was at the Capitol. And then I was shot at 2 weeks after these people were served. And now,
Okay, well, sir, did you notify the police of these situations?
yes, I did. I notified 9 police departments, including Bridgeport State Police, Hartford State Police. I went to the FBI on 600 State Street in Bridgeport and reported it. Yes, I did.
Okay.
Now, Congressman Larson was served. And Congressman Larson threatened to shoot me. And I was shot at. They shot the windows out of my car. And I complained to the Attorney General, and I complained that Dr. Salcido tried to poison me with Zyprexa, which is called the diabetic killer. I'm a diabetic. I can't have Zyprexa. It'll kill me. Okay? It's a fact. It's a book about it. So why did a doctor prescribe Zyprexa and force medicate me? Well, you know, because you've been served with the documents. You yourself.
Okay, so, sir, if we have been served with the documents...
No. I'm not required to do anything other than let you know, and you're
I didn't tell you to do anything, sir. I did not tell you to do anything.
You're a mandatory reporter.
To you, I am not a mandated reporter.
Yes,
sir.
you are. You work for the Attorney General. Yes, you are.
Congrats. Okay.
You're an Attorney General. You're an Assistant Attorney General.
Again, not a part of my job description. But as I was saying to you...
well, then you just violated a federal law.
You submitted... If you submitted any documentation or any summons of writ, it was assigned to an attorney. The attorney that it was assigned to is handling the matter.
Who?
They will provide you with documentation.
They haven't.
I'm not sure what to tell you if you haven't received anything as of yet. You said you submitted these documents in February?
Did you know that Attorney General Tong was served?
Sir, the attorney Tong has served a lot of stuff, so I don't know in particular. But I do see that you had a case against Bizzuto that was assigned to our health and education department. I can transfer you over there.
No, they don't take my call. They just hang up. All they do is hang up.
Unfortunately, there's nothing I can do about it, but who's been assigned.
Well, that's not true either.
That's
not true. You got to learn what your responsibilities are as a Attorney General.
I do know what my responsibilities are and what I'm telling you.
Okay, so tell me what your responsibility is.
The attorney who's assigned to your case, if you would like that.
Did you take an oath of office?
Into their phones.
Did you take an oath of office? Because you
No, sir, I'm not required to do that.
Oh, yeah? Did you take an oath to the Bar Association?
I'm not an attorney, so no, I wouldn't take an oath to the Bar Association.
Really?
Yes.
You're an Assistant Attorney General.
I am not an Assistant
Well,
Attorney
that's what your
General.
card says.
I told you that in the That's what who says?
That's what your card says.
Not mine, sir. You're speaking to...
Hold on, you gave me a card that claimed you were Assistant Attorney General? And
no,
you're not?
I never gave you anything to say that I was an Assistant Attorney General, because I'm not.
Hold on a second. Hold on. Even Attorney General Tong has not enough experience to be Attorney General. And now he's hired a whole bunch of people that don't have any experience and don't even know what their obligations are under the state charter and the federal.
Okay. So I will transfer you over to the attorney that's currently working on your case, and you can talk to them about your concerns.
I'm not interested in talking to Sean. You know why? Do you know why? They won't put us through. Watch. They never do. Ring, ring, ring. Sounds like no answer.
You have reached the Health and Education Department of the Office of the Attorney General. We are not able to take your call at this time, but please feel free to leave a message and we'll get back to you as soon as we can.
Record your message after the tone. When you've finished, you can hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hi, I'm in a lawsuit, and you guys are representing the defendants. 50 people were served on February 10th, and 50 people were served on February 15th. Congressman Larson was served on the 10th, and for example, Thomas Gorman or Congressman Himes were served on the 15th, of which your office, according to Sandra Arenas, is responsible for the processing of the defendants which you are representing. And for multiple weeks, you instructed the court not to process the defendants in an effort to conceal Attorney General Tong's involvement in a murder. Now, he may not have pulled the trigger, but he certainly is involved with Sean Leo Ruchick's involvement at Whiting Forensic Hospital. I personally sent a 37-page whistleblowing report about Whiting Forensic Hospital to Tong in 2021. It alleged $6.3 billion in fraud. Attorney General Tong turned around and fired the pharmacist who was the whistleblower. So now Attorney General Tong and Sandra Arenas with Sean Leo Ruchick are stopping the lawsuit against Thomas Joe Corradino and Tomaccio, and more importantly, Joe Suda, who just punched a guy in the face in the courtroom in Stamford, who had his hands cuffed behind his back, suffering from a heart condition, high blood pressure. He was denied his glasses in court and his hearing aid while he is self-representing himself. So what you're doing here is 241 and 242, conspiracy against constitutional rights, and you failed to respond to my Judge Meyer complaint and the bribery in his case, of which 2,200 corporations were bribed in the oil for food deal with Saddam Hussein. So you got to wonder what Connecticut is doing, negotiating with terrorists, actually laundering their money and using influence with 2,200 corporations. So John Day was served on February 10th. That is the man responsible for Senator Dennis Bradley's illegal, fraudulent retention and payment as a public defender who destroyed exculpatory evidence of his own client. I think it's still recording. Yes, it is. I'm at 18 minutes and 48 seconds. Right here. 18 minutes and 52 seconds. So I think you need to arrest Sean Leo Rutchick for conspiracy against rights. He is protecting O'Donovan Murphy, who stole murder evidence of Elizabeth Harding Weinstein. And he's done a lot more than that. I'm at 35 minutes and 54 seconds. I'll let you go. Boy, was that amazing. Now we can wrap up all the Connecticut deep
You've
state.
reached the maximum recording time allowed. If you are satisfied with your recording, press 1. To review it, press 2. To delete and re-record your message, press 3.
Thank you, Alexa. That was the AG. I gotta save that. Thanks for listening.